Okay, Season 17 patch notes. Word on the street is that there's some interesting changes coming to the DPS passive, right? I'm probably not going to read the 5v5 patch notes. Like, 5v5 is completely dead to me. I won't be covering it unless I have to read it here. But let's just go ahead and read this down. We only really care about the 6v6 stuff. Let's read this. All right. Map voting came into the game. Like, listen, it's been 6 months since Marvel Rivals came out. And in that 6 months, Blizzard has had to put in more quality of life features to make the game better in 6 months than they did in 6 years. Think about this. We got hero bans. We got map voting. We got 6v6 coming back into the game with open queue with 2-role limit. Real shit, Marvel Rivals changed so much about Overwatch, and hopefully vice versa. It's actually been a great thing. I think realistically 6 months later, after 6 months of like really, really good updates and perks as well coming into Overwatch, as well as Stadium, like Overwatch is actually on a really good course again, which is really great. It's really, really great. So like, you know, to give credit where it's due, I would say as of December of last year, Overwatch was not worth playing anymore. But if you're looking for a fun hero shooter, it absolutely is worth playing now, because no matter where you go, like, you'll be able to find the style of play that you want. While 5v5 definitely alienated a lot of original players, and the 1-year turnaround from where they're at now compared to where they were a year ago, which was buffing super tanks, is actually insane. Here we go. Hero updates. This is what we care about. Developer comments. These are intended to broadly increase the impact of the damage roll hero to slightly reduce the amount of heals the same felt in moment-to-moment gameplay. Damage roll passive healing reduction increased from 25 to 30%, and the base regen got nerfed. Wow. First of all, I think it's a good change. This just goes to show you how busted super tanks are. Like, that DPS passive initially went down to 10%. The fact that a year later they've had to increase it to 30%, in my opinion, further shows that 5v5 is not a balanceable format, and it's just not the best format for this game. That's just my opinion. I think this is a good change. I think this is primarily addressed at 5v5 rather than 6v6, because again, like, the sustain issues are way less noticeable in 6v6 than they were in 5v5. Like, I've been playing 6v6 for like the last half of this season, and like, it's not that noticeable. Like, the sustain is not that bad outside of a couple egregious situations. But I will take this change. I think DPS is still the weakest role in the game, because it's just the hardest to play, to chew through, especially in 5v5. So this should help DPS in 5v5 a lot. I don't think it makes that much of a difference in 6v6. All right, here we go. Let's break it down. Junker Queen. Developer comments. Commanding Shadow has been updated to provide a stronger team utility and its overall impact. The adjustments to well-time ability. Okay, whatever. Queen overhealth increased from 175 to 200. Allied overhealth increased by 25. Duration for self reduced from 3 to 4. Allied duration increased. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure how she does on 5v5. In 6v6, she's not that hard to deal with, so. All right, Malga. Developer comments. Berserker's overhealth conversion has been reverted to restore some of Malga's durability to a balanced state following the previous changes. Overhealth conversion rate increased from 40 to 50%. Okay, I mean, again, like, he hasn't been that much of a problem in 6v6. Like, you can kill him pretty easily. So I'm not against Malga buffs here on that case. I'm not sure how I'll do in 5v5, but I really don't have a problem dealing with this guy right now. Turns out, you know, a lot of the tank problems get addressed by having them be squishier and having the ability to pick a second tank. All right, Ramatra. Developer comments. Nanite repair healing per second has been increased to enhance its consistency and overall effectiveness during the short duration of Ravenous Vortex. Okay, so Ram's major perk got buffed. I was going to say the other one looked way better, and 50 health per second doesn't seem like that strong, so 75 probably seems good. I hate to go against that in 5v5, though, so unlucky for you guys. Zarya, developer comments. Spotter and Graviton's Crush receive target buffs to improve their effectiveness and ensure they remain viable choices alongside their counterpart perks. Graviton Crush, minor perk. Damage dealt over time increased from 30 to 40% of maximum health. Cool. That's actually very good. Spotter, movement speed increased from 15 to 25%. Oof. So team shield buff, that's going to be big. And this damage is also going to be nice. Like 40% is going to be freaking nuts. So that's actually not bad. All right. That's it for the tanks. Nothing crazy coming from the tanks. DPS, and keep in mind, this is with 30% heal mitigation. If you're a DPS player, you're back, bro. You're back. You're back. All right. Bastion. Developer comments. Bastion's survivability is impacted by the large model of his hitbox and his armor pool. Reducing his model and hit volume size by 10% improves the ability to avoid damage and overall balance. I'm okay with that. Like, Bastion really has struggled to find a consistent place since his rework. And, like, he doesn't need that massive hitbox. He actually might be pretty solid. he actually might be pretty solid now. So this might not seem like a big deal, but like it definitely is. It definitely helps him quite a bit. Oh, please don't nerf Ekko. Please don't nerf. She feels so fucking good right now. They're going to nerf her. They're going to nerf her. They're going to nerf her. Developer comments. Reducing the spread of Ekko's tri-shot and impressive effectiveness at range, making it more... Oh! 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 They buffed Ekko! Oh my god! Yo! Yo, this is one of the best spots Ekko's been in Overwatch 2. Oh my god. Let me say this. Post Season 9, she was nerfed quite a bit. Like, she lost time to kill straight up, so it felt worse if you could hit your shots. Then, like, perks came out, which her perks help her a lot. The extended copy when ulting and copy, like the extended dupe, is so nice. But really giving her the shields let her have way more uptime. Like, the fact that she starts her regen is effectively 2 seconds earlier, and then it doubles, it ramps again after the next second. Though that did get nerfed on this patch because the global healing reduction delay is at 5 seconds now. It was such a nice change for her. So you traded a little bit of the TTK for a wider beam and more survivability, and it's so nice. Giving her more range damage now is going to be disgusting. To be honest, my money is that this gets reverted, but holy shit, that is so nice. We're going to have to try this out. That's exciting. I haven't been this excited to play Overwatch in a long time because they're actually making it a fun patch. Farah, Helix Shield's minor perk. Shield regeneration triggers when landing direct hits with rockets. Yo, that's nasty. Oh my god, that is a disgusting buff. Oh man, that is actually enticing to do. That's enticing to pick now. Oh my god, that's enticing to pick. That's an interesting change. Okay. Wow. They've gone in and they've made a lot of really interesting changes and thought-provoking changes to DPS. This has been a really good pack so far. Holy shit. All right. Reaper. Developer comments. Part of the reason heroes like Reaper and Tracer had their damage reduced in the past was the shift to the 5v5 format. Solo tanking and less... Yeah, big mistake there. Solo tanking less frequent appealing flanking heroes made flanking heroes more effective, along with their strong performance on certain maps and game modes like Push and Flashpoint. With now less of a concern to the introduction of map voting and hero bans, which help limit over performances. So we're restoring some of their damage per pellet increase from 5.4 to 5.75. Reaper buffs too! Oh my god! They're finally addressing how left behind some of the DPS were when they just continuously buffed tanks over and over and over and over and over again. Oh my god. It only took 2 years, but you take it when you get it. Okay. Wow. Soldier, Stimpack. On PC platform, Stimpack default button changed from next weapon to equip weapon 1. Okay, interesting. I never used it, so I can't comment on that. Tracer. Similar to Reaper, Tracer's getting back some of her damage. Damn, that's crazy buffing Tracer, though. Due to map concerns, looks like she's back to stronger bullets again. 5.5 to 6. Wow. Holy shit. Support players are going to be in the blender this season. Venture, please tell me they removed frame lock. If they remove the frame lock, this is one of the best patches I've ever seen. Primary fire recovery time reduced. Okay, they're buffing the recovery time. I've got a video coming out about Venture, guys. Like, they need to go in and do some big quality of life changes to Venture. It's very low-hanging fruit, but it would help the character quite a bit. All right, yo, these are some WDPS changes. The only thing I'm concerned about is Tracer's damage and potentially Farah's perk being broken, and Ekko might be insane. Just so you guys know, this might be Ekko meta, boys. This is a hot take. I enjoy playing Ekko into non-mirrors. I actually don't like the Ekko mirror very much. I don't think it's nearly as dynamic. It's way more fun playing Ekko into non-mirrors. Playing Ekko into non-mirrors is really, really fun. Then we've got supports. Lifeweaver. Successfully cleansing a debuff now reduces life grit's cooldown, improving the usefulness of cleansing grasp when timed well. Cleansing grasp minor perk. Life grit cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds. Debuff is cleansed. Ooh. Ooh. Listen, I'm going to keep it real. I think Lifeweaver is the top of the list of characters that need to get fundamentally changed. Unfortunately, I think Weaver's abilities have a lot of potential, but I think the way his base kit functions is just bad for the game, to be honest. It's just bad for the game. He's just not a well-designed character in the way that he works and what he does. I think Lifeweaver is a big miss. I think pedal platform and like the theme of the character is really, really cool. Like, I think that's chill. Lucio plays a unique role in the support lineup, offering strong mobility to utility. However, his healing output has been lagging around other supports, especially with the increase in hero health pools. This change makes his passive healing more impactful. Base healing increased from 16 to 20. Ooh. So they're buffing that, but you also have to keep in mind the DPS passive is 30% now, right? Moira. All right. We wanted to boost Moira's overall healing output? She doesn't offer... The only reason I'm okay with this is because they buffed the DPS passive. This really does keep her in line with where she was. We're reducing some of the healing impact this patch to the damage roll passive. We're happy with it. Okay. So, usually this would piss me off, chat, but you have to remember, they brought the DPS passive up to 30%. The fact that they brought the DPS passive up to 30% actually means that this is kind of a nothing burger. What this really means is that they're keeping her around where she was, right? I don't want to freak out like I used to.
Ah! Gotta lead those shots! Lead that fucking yellow orb! Kill my team! Mechanics, let's go! I'm so good! Holy shit! Look at the tracking!
Because at the same time, like, you have to acknowledge the fact that they did buff the damage passive. And that makes a difference. That does make a difference. So really, this is about the same. Developer comment. Duality has struggled due to the number of conditions required for the activation. Increasing the converted damage improves its effectiveness when those conditions are met. Okay, the major perk increases converted damage from 30 to 40% on duality, which I believe is when you damage a discorded target, your Harmony Orb target heals. It's a lot like Luna Snow Snowflake, except the opposite. So that's interesting. All right, and then it's just stadium updates. They added Junk, Sigma, and Zen. Stadium's getting more and more playable. Really, like, Stadium is not in a spot where it should be finally judged yet. Like, it's really being live co-developed, which I think is really, really smart. We'll see where Stadium is in 2 years. I think Stadium needs 2 years. Straight up, honestly. Like, Stadium needs 2 years and a massive format change. Stadium actually could become an insane game. Truly. It could become an insane game. I'm treating it kind of like Deadlock, how Deadlock's in like an open alpha. But I would love to see a 6v6 Stadium too. I agree. Interesting. Okay. So I'm not going to read these Stadium updates. I'm just going to comment on the base game itself. I don't play enough Stadium to really give any insightful opinions on it. But as for this patch, I'm going to be real, guys. This is one of the better patches I've seen, to be honest. Like, this is kind of a W, in my opinion. I think this is a W outside of the Lifeweaver change. Ekko buffs, love it. DPS passive buffs. Pharah getting an enticing perk. Like, as far as 6v6 goes, this is actually pretty exciting stuff. So, I'll tell you what. I'd like to see the Venture rework. This is quite the turnaround from a year ago. Because, again, a year ago, like, we were out here making tanks super... Oh, let's get everyone a cute tank. Because it's not like, you know, tanking 5v5 isn't fun at all. But, you know, let's do this. And this is good. This is a much better direction. Again, this is the kind of stuff that I talked about 2 years ago with Hawk. But it's better late than never. They've had to make good patches to make people want to come back and play the game. And they've done that. So, I'll tell you what. It's actually looking pretty good.